Hi everyone, and welcome again to Nettle, the go-to place to learn about business, finance, economics, and much more. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click that notification button below so that you never miss fresh videos and tutorials you might be interested in. Many thanks to our current Patreon supporters and YouTube members for making this video possible, and would also greatly appreciate if you consider supporting us as well. So click the link in the description and click the join button below for more details. My name is Seva, and today we're investigating a very simple yet quite useful application of the chi-square test for goodness of fit testing. The more general, more famous application of chi-square distributions and chi-square tests in statistics is perhaps to evaluate contingency tables and determine whether there exists any relationships between categorical variables. We have got a video on this more conventional application of the chi-square test here. However, we have got something different planned for today, and it is to evaluate goodness of fit of a discrete distribution using the logic of the chi-square test. And this can be motivated by a very simple example, simplistic even, with a dice being thrown 100 times and scores from 1 to 6 being recorded with each throw. And the motivation is, how can we test, using the chi-square distribution, whether this dice is fair? That is, that each individual score is equally likely. This can be framed as testing for the equality of multiple proportions. Again, if we were to investigate whether a coin, say, is fair, it has only two outcomes, heads or tails, so there we would have used something like a z-test for the equality of proportions, which I've got a video on here. However, generalizing it to more than two outcomes in this sense, requires using a chi-squared test here. And overall, this can also be conceptualized as a goodness of fit test, akin to Kolmogorov-Smirnov test, say, but for discrete distributions, where the variable of interest is not continuous, but discrete. It can take only a finite set of values. With dice throws, that's exactly the case. You cannot score 1.5, say, only 1 or 2. So the idea here is to first encode what is the expected distribution function or expected set of proportions. Again, can be framed differently depending on application. In our case, our null hypothesis is that the dice is fair, meaning that all 6 scores are equally likely. So the proportion, the probability, is 1 over 6 throughout, or approximately 16.67%. Now we can calculate how many outcomes have we observed and compare them with the expected frequencies, and then calculate deviations and evaluate their statistical significance. For that, we can use the countif function, referred to the column of scores, and count if 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, and 6th that we have obtained. Then sum them all up, double checking that we've got 100 in total indeed, haven't missed anything. And for expected frequencies, we just multiply the total, which we lock, by the respective expected proportions. Or, if we're being technical here, we multiply them by the values of the probability mass function, which is again a key term in discrete distributions. You can drag it across, sum those up to make sure those match, and they do, which means that we haven't made any mistakes so far. Now we can look at it at the first glance and see that there are some deviations from what we would expect. For example, we have rolled quite a bit more 1s than expected, quite a bit less 2s than expected, and so on. But is this deviation statistically significant? Are those deviations enough to suggest that the dice is not fair, that there is some systematic bias going on here? Well, for that, we need to evaluate the chi-squared statistic. And it is very easily coded just in one cell using the Excel functions. So we sum the deviations from observed and expected. We square those because, again, we care about the magnitude of deviation and not the sign of it. We divide them respectively by the expected frequencies, close the brackets, and enforce this formula. Again, modern versions of Excel, enter is enough. For older versions of Excel, you might need to use Shift-Control-Enter to enforce such a formula. And we obtain a chi-squared statistic of 7.04. But is it high? Is it low? How statistically significant is that? Well, to evaluate that, we need to use a right-tailed chi-squared distribution. Chi-squared dist RT stands for chi-squared distribution right-tailed. We plug in the value of the chi-squared statistic we have just obtained. And for the number of the degrees of freedom, we input the number of possible outcomes, which is 6, minus 1. Minus 1 stems from the degrees of freedom reduction. You can think about it qualitatively, as in if there's only one outcome, it's impossible to evaluate any statistical significance really, because all of the observations would fall into this one unique outcome. So 6 minus 1 it is. Again, depending on how many outcomes you've got, the degrees of freedom value will be different, and different values of chi-squared statistic would be deemed statistically significant. We enforce this formula and get a p-value of 21.77%, meaning that the probability that the observed evidence is consistent with the null hypothesis, which is the dice being fair, all the proportions being equally likely, the probability mass function being 16.67% throughout, again, all of those expressions are equivalent, is 21.77%, which is relatively low, but not low enough to deem statistical significance. Again, it's higher than all commonly used significance thresholds, say 1%, 5%, 10%. Given that it's higher than 10%, we can say that the deviations from expected frequencies are statistically insignificant, meaning that we haven't got enough evidence to suggest that the dice is unfair. We have to stick with the null hypothesis that the dice is indeed fair and all the expected proportions are equally likely. But we can also use it to evaluate the goodness of fit given any sort of discrete distribution function. Say if we wanted to test whether this dice of a particular unfair characteristic, say if we want to evaluate whether this dice is a weighted dice with 1 and 2 being more likely, let's say 20% each, and 3 through 6 being less likely, let's say 15% each, well then the chi-squared test would generate a higher chi-squared statistic and a lower p-value. And this p-value would be statistically significant at 10%, although insignificant 5%. Note how this p-value is greater than 5% but less than 10%. This implies that the deviation from this null hypothesis, this expected outcome, say weighted dice, is large enough to deem that it's not the case. Statistically, it's different from being a weighted dice with 20% in 1 and 2 and 15% all the way through. And this particular goodness of fit test can be used for any discrete distribution, and it's very powerful in statistical analysis and econometrics. Given any discrete variable, you can evaluate whether it matches with some initial expectation or some initial hypothesis quite easily using a very straightforward procedure. Please leave a like on this video if you found it helpful. In the comments below, I'm eager to see any further suggestions for videos in business, finance, or economics you would like me to record. And please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and consider support us on Patreon. Thank you very much, and stay tuned.